Welcome to Kit Katastrophe. My name is Kit, and today we'll be taking a look at Transformers Cybertron Scout Class Wreckloose. This figure came out in 2005 as part of Wave 4 of the Scout assortment. A first for this show, Wreckloose does not turn into a vehicle, but rather has a beast mode. Wreckloose's alternate mode is a Komodo dragon, and what an impressive lizard this is. The paintwork and the sculpting are sublime, with metric tons of detail being picked out in some nice silver paint. I love the asymmetrical nature of his robotic gashes. The pale green airbrushing on the underside of the neck is also a really nice touch. Since Wreckloose has a beast mode, that means we can talk about posability here. The rear legs are very simply put together with just ball joints at his hips and knees. The front legs are absolutely bonkers, however, with an extremely large amount of joints affording so many options in his stance. The head doesn't move at all, but the jaw opens and closes, and in a stroke of genius, the tail is able to swing side to side due to the robot mode's knee joints. So, while he doesn't exactly reach Figma levels of posability, there is a lot of variance you could pull off with this little lizard. Wreckloose comes with one unique accessory, a piece of armor that fits via a T-shaped channel on the back of his neck. It slides in solidly and looks alright perched on top his head. There's some details picked out in some nice orange paint along with a crisp Decepticon symbol tampograph on one side. And, being a Cybertron figure, this armor features his Cyber Key gimmick. Inserting the key into the slot on the back of the armor causes two antlers to spring out from either side. At first glance, it seems pretty vicious, but upon further inspection, he just looks like an elk. Wreckloose's transformation reminds me of what I've seen of many Beast Wars basic figures, but Wreckloose does feature a nice twist. Literally. His waist spins 90 degrees so that his legs are completely asymmetrical. This is a really nice touch to his transformation scheme, but is a bit bogged down by the simple splitting of the Komodo dragon head halves. Wreckloose's robot mode is really something. I'm not even sure where to start with this guy. He's got shoulder pads to put any 1980s businesswoman to shame. I really like his head sculpt with the massive Chad spikes sticking out the top. The legs are really where the robot mode gets its credit. I really love how they were made to be asymmetrical, adding some real spice to the overall color scheme. However, the rear limbs from the lizard mode don't really do anything except dangle there, being useless kibble. Overall, it's got its problems, but it has a sort of kitschy Beast Wars charm. Posability is a definite improvement over Beast Mode. The Beast head halves are able to rotate like a shoulder would, meaning they don't hamper articulation whatsoever. He features double-jointed elbows, but one of the joints gets easily hampered by the lizard feet on his forearms. His hips have a decent range, but his knees are a bit limited, especially on the right leg. But he does feature an ankle swivel, which is cool. Still nothing to write home about. The armor doesn't really do much in robot mode either. You can peg it into a channel on his back, which works alright, I guess. Pegging it into the underside of his fist allows him to wield it as a shield, which is cool. The Cyber Key gimmick still works in this mode, of course. The armor's pretty disappointing, but it's unintrusive on the rest of the robot mode, which I appreciate. I can't really recommend Wreckloose very strongly to anyone, unless you're into Transformers with beast modes. Even then, he still isn't particularly good. He's solid for what he is, but he's still dragged down by some glaring issues, particularly the kibble on his right leg. He doesn't do anything particularly egregious, though. He's not bad by any means, just not good. This has been Kit Katastrophe, and it's time for me to transform and roll out.